Hello and welcome back to the FM Lowdown here on the Football Network. My name is Sam and it's the final game of the season. We've got nothing to play for. 56 points. We're 12 clear at the bottom three. What would be nice is if we can be 12 points clear. So if you actually added the 12-point deduction on, we would still be safe. That would be a nice thing. Since the last episode though, which I believe was the Stoke City game, around the Stoke or Hull game, we've lost 2-0 to Leicester, 3-2 to Coventry, which was incredibly disappointing considering we came back a couple of times in that one. We smacked Charlton 4-0, which was mightily impressive and helped by the fact they did have 10 men for a majority of the second half. We scored 3 of our goals once they went down to 10 men. We lost 3-1 away at Middlesbrough, 2-1 away at Sheffield Wednesday, but you can see I played our 15-year-old, well 16 now, Jayden McDonald in this game, and the youngsters have been given a real opportunity in this, like Louis Barford as well, with his 4.5-star potential, has also been given a game. So we've given the youngsters a run out. We've got West Brom at home for the final game of the season before the end of season recap. So we could still finish 15th, but realistically we're probably just going to finish where we are. We are going to try and play some more of the youngsters. We have a lot of players, as we mentioned in the last episode, that don't want to be here from next year. Or like Valerie requested a transfer, exploring the options at the end of his contract. Ingleson's another. There's a lot of players that don't want to be here. Obviously, Chalobah, his contract is up in 2 months. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting old summer here, considering, again, we can't sign players. Will Granger will get the nod up front as well. So let's go to the game. So I don't really know what we're going to do in the summer window. It's just going to be free agents that have been released and hope that we can pay them enough money, because I still don't think we can pay over £4,000 a week for players, which is going to obviously massively impact our summer transfer dealings. I really do hope we can pay over £4,000 a week. Otherwise, we're going to be doomed, I think, next year. Obviously, we've got a lot of the younger players coming through, which is great, and by January they may be ready, but we'll be at a point in January where we could be bottom of the league. West Brom are actually relegated, which is a massive surprise, and we could get to a point next January where we're 5 points from safety or more, but we're going to have money in January. The transfer embargo lifts December 2026, as we now have another graphical glitch 30 seconds into the game, and I can't actually see what's going on. So we have to use the text commentary at the bottom as we send a ball forward to our left winger. He finds the left back. This is going a really good highlight. This I've had a lot of these little teething issues, shall we say, from the beta, as their keeper makes a decent save. What a goal it would have been! Apparently, it'd have been lovely to have seen the goal. As the highlight's still going on, and it's gone. There you go. That's the end of that highlight. So we had a chance of 0. There we go. It's working now. As Callum Stiles takes a set piece for West Bromwich Albion into the box. Bielik wins the header. It's hit the post, and we've cleared the ball. Well done, lads. I don't really care what the result is. It's about getting some of these youngsters some minutes. Obviously, we've got probably the lowest average age of squad, I'm going to guess, for next year. If we can only offer £4,000 a week for players, it's going to be youngsters released from Premier League clubs. And I can't sign loans as well. I'm not allowed to sign loans. So we're in for one hell of a difficult summer, as McDonald now has the ball. Finds Fisuri. Finds Ingleson. Granger. That's a good ball out wide to Barford. Barford should get there first. And does. Takes on his man. Gets past his man with ease. And goes for goal. And I think his 16-year-old nearly gets his first professional and senior goal. Forcing a good save of Swansea take the lead against Charlton. Johnson now finds Weaver. Fisuri out wide to Barford. Barford over the top for Ingleson. Good first touch. Ingleson. Good interception by Bielik. And Malumbi completes the clearance. Fisuri does win the header. Banan, who signed his new contract. Ingleson goes for goal, and it's over the head of Griffithson over the crossbar. Just making sure the highlight speeds are correct. We still don't have a 1.5, which is a little bit annoying as well, as we head past the 20-minute mark. In terms of the league table, Ipswich are up, Norwich are up, and then it's just a battle of who finishes where in the playoffs. Sheffield United, Leicester, Derby, Coventry are the 4 in the playoffs. Relegated are QPR, West Brom and Stoke. So, to be honest, 3 teams I probably wouldn't have predicted to go down at the start of the season. Charlton have survived. Wrexham have survived. We've obviously survived. Southampton have finished mid-table. Who's going to be the surprise package? It's probably Southampton being so low, I would imagine, and Derby probably being up there. Probably the surprise package out of the lot, to be honest. As we're approaching half-time here. No real highlights into the opening sort of 15 minutes. Our young squad is doing very well here, alongside the experience of Bannan and Joe Rawls in midfield. But we don't have any really good youngsters. We had Tom Short, I think it was Tom Short. There's a young kid called Short anyway coming through, so I think it's Tom Short. So as we head into the second half, as West Brom make a couple of substitutions, bringing on some bigger players. I don't see how this West Bromwich Albion squad has got relegated. I have no idea. Like, they're all very established Championship players they've got. So they've obviously had a torrid season. As we approach past the 60th minute mark, it's still don't know. This is a proper end of season feeler, isn't it? West Brom are relegated. We are comfortably in mid-table, and it's just really a nothing game. There's not much more to say. It is just a nothing game, really. As I'm going to bring on the other 15-year-old we've got. Cadamartri can come on for Granger. Ugbo can come out on the left wing because he will probably be leaving the summer if we get interest for a final game at Hillsborough. As Norwich now lead Hull City 3-1 as Cadamartri doesn't win his header. Fasuri gets beaten to the ball by Carl Grant into the box with the final 15 minutes. And Pierce Charles just picks up the ball. That about sums up this game, doesn't it, really? If that's a highlight, that pretty much sums up this game. As Johnson brings the ball forward to Ugbo, and that even more sums up this game. Why? the highlight is continuing. Who's going to give the ball away next? As Callum Stiles now picks up the ball, finds Carlin Grant into Palmer. Malumbi out wide to Alfie Goodrich. Now there's room out here. Roman Essa on loan from Crystal Palace gets to the byline, and Ernie Weaver just clears the ball. I don't know why he's wearing gloves in the middle of May. Callum Stiles, good interception by Barford, brings the ball forward and launches it for what a pass. And Cadamartri's in, and he's hit the bar. And the ball rebound is cleared by Crowther. As Barry Bannan now picks up the ball into Ugbo, back to Bannan. Ugbo out wide to Johnson, into the box. Barford's coming in at the back post, and this shot's blocked and out for a Sheffield Wednesday corner. This is a proper end of season. 10 minutes to go. May as well bring Bamford on. I don't know if Liam Palmer's leaving, so he can come on. I can't remember if his contract's up, to be honest. So we'll bring Liam Palmer on as well as we head into the final 5 minutes of the game. It would actually be nice to keep a clean sheet, especially with the young defence. We've got like 3 of these are under the age of 19, so it would be nice. And Fasuri started the game as well, and he's obviously a 19-20 as well, so it's an incredibly young back 5, because Charles is obviously young, another player we could lose contract up at the end of next season. We're obviously going to hope that we can keep them until January and then offer them contracts when we've got a bit of money. As Bamford into the box, and 1-0 Cadamartri in the final 3 minutes of injury time. 21st goal of the Championship season. I wanted a striker to hit 15. He's hit over 20. And we've won the final game of the season 1-0. I mean, we deserved it. Expected goals of 2. Cadamartri off the bench. Well done, lads. A really good way to end the season. Some positivity. We finished in 15th place, which, to be honest, I'm really happy with. Even if you deduct the 12 points of us, we'd have 47 and we would have survived. Even with the points deduction, we would still be in the Championship for next season, so I will take that. Ipswich are crowned champions as expected. Ernie Weaver wants to discuss an improved contract. Of course, yep, that is a fair request. Now, this is what happened with Pierce Charles, and I couldn't offer him a contract. So, have they fixed it? Looks like it. I'll give you $2,000 a week for 4 years. I kind of want you on a really long contract because of the potential he's got. Okay, what about a 3-year deal with an optional extension by the football club of a year? I really want a 3-year deal. Can I lock it? Yeah, non-negotiable. Okay, I'm happy to give him a 3-year deal without the extra year. I really don't want no wage rise. There we go. So 2.7 grand a week, 3 years, 50% wage rise. I put that in there because obviously we can't offer them anymore. So I think that will be good for the future. So hopefully we'll get the end of season review in a moment. Squad planning for next season. That's going to be interesting because I have no idea who's going to be here, to be honest. They shouldn't be training now. Yeah, that's what all the beds are for. So we're just waiting for our... There we go. Here is everything. Squad planning for next season. So if we look at... We've got 2 position lists. If we look at goalkeeper, we've only got Charles. Right backs. Valerie won't be here. Deschamps Bernard wants to leave next summer. Iorfa, Palmer and Fissuri. Centre backs. Bernard, like I say, won't be here following summer. Again, it leaves us a very young left back. You've only got Johnson. Midfielders is experienced. We've only really got 2 in Rawls and Banan because Fissuri plays right back and Palmer also plays right back. Jamel Lowe doesn't want to be here from the end of next season. We've got Emmanuel Dennis who doesn't want to be here. And we've got Kabaki who can play either side and has been playing very well off the left. Ingleson doesn't want to be here at the end of next season either. He's our main attacking midfielder. Dennis, obviously, we've mentioned. And then you've got Patrick Bamford, who is ageing. And then striker, you've got Cadamartri, who's excellent. George Brown comes back from his loan. McNeil will probably be sold. You've got Granger as well. So yeah, that is, the squad looks a mess. Training schedule. Board set initial supporter profile update we'll do first. Very low. Hopefully the owner sods off in the summer. Club's vision. Avoid relegation. Grow the club's reputation. I've done all that. Squad dynamics. Don't care. End of season team meeting. Discuss plans for next season. I think we're in a good position. We're way too optimistic. Right, okay, let's get that team meeting out of the way. Coaching advice. Pre-season start date. I tend to have a 5-week pre-season. Seasonal analyst performance. Performing to an average level. That about sums up where we are. 88% pass completion. That's good. Okay, initial budgets. The board have set the initial wage budget at 220,000 with a transfer budget of 274,000. That's near enough the same, isn't it, as what we had this year, which is probably limited. Obviously, Max Lowe is going to leave as well, so we're losing Max Lowe and Chalobah. Does he still not want to sign a contract? Okay, so we'll have to wait and see who's going to actually be here next season. It doesn't actually look like then we're going to get a... Because obviously last year you got a big PowerPoint presentation, and usually we got it around now. So I'll sim forward a couple of days, and if we haven't got it, then I'll skip to it, and then I will click my fingers, and we'll be back somehow for it. So just see if it appears in the next 2 days, and if it doesn't, we'll sim forward to it. As many emails are coming through the inbox. Ingleson has set a new record. How the hell has he done that? Weaver has signed the new 3-year contract. That's good stuff. The first of hopefully a few new contracts that we're probably hopefully going to get done over the summer for our younger players. I want as many of our younger players tied down to 3-4 year contracts. So if they do want to leave at the end of it, we've at least got them until they're like 21, 22. So they've given something to the club. Leeds have been relegated back down to the Champions. The 10 assists by Ingleson is a new record. Okay then. Blackburn have announced their retain list, so it is simming quite forward, but we haven't got, as Coventry have drawn 3-3 with Leicester City. Youth category has been lowered. That's annoying. We want that back up. So I'm going to click my fingers, and we're going to be back for the little recap that will then eventually show us. So it turns out I'm a bit of an idiot. The end of season review is right here. That is the end of season review now. It looks terrible. We get a very pleased, a very pleased. I don't know how I've got across. I did that. But yeah, that's pretty poor. But apparently I should have a £9.5 million budget in a couple of years. And while we are in this case, there's lots that has happened, and I mean a lot. A tycoon takeover could happen. I mean, that would be amazing. It would help the save massively. Liam Palmer's retired, which is a bit of a problem. Cadamartri signed a new 3-year contract. That's his new contract, £8,000 a week. He wanted 15. We've got that down to 8. 3.5-year contract, 1 million relegation release clause. So I'm pretty happy with that. Max Lowe wanted in the end to sign a new contract. I offered him one and he still rejected it. And I also found another news piece while we're on the subject. There was another bit about the tycoon takeover. We do need to sort some contracts out still. There we go. Attracting interest. So we are still rumoured to be taken over. So the next episode will hopefully be tomorrow, where we go through the summer recruitment. There obviously won't be a lot because we don't know how much. We ain't got any money. So the only thing going for us will be, can we keep hold of Max Lowe being probably the main one. That's probably about all we're after. Maybe a couple of the youngsters. So if you have enjoyed Season 1, leave a like and subscribe. And hopefully we'll see you all for Season 2 tomorrow.